Hello everyone, welcome back to my YouTube channel. If this is your first time seeing my video, thank you for coming. You're very welcome. And if you're a returning viewer, thank you for coming back. I hope you've been having value for your time. So today we'll be dealing with different aggregation functions. By the end of this video, you would have learned the different aggregation functions that we have in SQL, and you would know the difference between when to use where as a condition and when to use having. For aggregation functions, we have count, sum, mean, max, and average. So all of these aggregation functions are available for you to use in SQL, and we'll be learning this specially with a real world example, a real workplace example. And that is, for example, let's say that we have a store, or we are data analysts at a store, and we want to know the demographic for our customer. As Christmas is approaching, we are trying to create a promotion and would like to create promotions that actually meets our customers' need, or that actually is meaningful to our customers. So how do we do this? We'll have to know our customer demography. Now let's get into the computer and get started in solving this problem for our workplace. So the first thing we need to know is how many customers do we have, and if we want to do that, what do? We count the number of customers that we have from our database. So we have a table called dim customer, and we'll be counting every entry from that table. So I would have select. So you already know by now that we always select. So this will give us the number of customers that we have. You can write this in two different ways. You can write select then count one or count star. I already told you that count star or selecting star from your table will select everything on your table. So it applies the same way in counting. And you can also do count one. That is, you're picking the first column in the table to count. So we have count star or count one from your customer table, and when you run this, you have the number of customers in that table, all the records of customer. And don't forget that since it's a dimension table, it would be unique. The customer primary key or the customer key would be unique, and we can easily also put customer key here for us to count. So now that we have the count of our customer, will take me to the next approach. If you're sending this to your manager that we have number of customers, nobody would know that this is number of customers. So when you perform any calculation in SQL, you have to alias it. So let me name these total customers. Naming these total customers will give my calculation its own name, and we call that aliasing in SQL. So instead of it to be count of customer, we have total customer. So that gives us the total number of customers that we have. So the next thing we want to know now is we want to know the earning capacity of our customers. How many customers do we have that earn above a certain price level? So I have written this before. I'm just going to paste it here so that we don't waste time. So how many customers do we have that earn above $60,000 per annum? And I would change this to greater than. So they have to be earning above $60,000 per annum. If we want those that are earning below $60,000, then we also do that. So we have customers with yearly income above $60,000. And when we run this, our count that was 18,000 before is now 6,731. So we have 6,731 customers that are earning above 60,000. So probably our promotion is to all these customers that earn above 60,000. We could go further and also pick some other criteria or some other demographic to divide them. Now we want to know the number of males that earn above 60,000 and the number of females that earn above 60,000. So if I would do that, I would copy this, paste it back here. Then I need to bring in gender. So let's rename this as how it is written. So I said where the yearly income is above 60,000. Whenever you are selecting with any other column that is not aggregated, once you have an aggregation function in the query, you have to group by. You have to group by all the other columns that are not aggregated. And in this case, which column is not aggregated? That is gender. So I have to group by gender. So if I run this will give me the number of males that are earning above 60,000 and the number of females that are earning above 50,000. Probably we are thinking that, okay, our promotion should be towards female. So we know that we have good number of females that are earning above 60,000. So aside from the gender, we could also decide to use marital status. Probably we wanted to target just married people. So instead of gender, we are using marital status to group. So you can decide to use gender or marital status or whatever your company is actually looking for. Don't forget that we are doing all of this to know the different aggregation functions that we have. And up till now, we have used just count aggregation function. So we'll be moving on to the rest of them in the next example. So we have over 2,000 single people and we have more married customers. So we can safely put up our promotions for married customers that are earning about $60,000 per annum. So the next thing is that we want to see the income distribution based on their educational level, based on how well they are educated, how many customers do we have, what is the total income rate for each educational level, what is the average income, what is the mean income and the max income. These are our different aggregation functions. You have count, sum, average, mean and max. So we have like a kind of summary of the income of each customer based on their educational level. And don't forget, I told you here that you'll have to use group by if you have any column that is not aggregated in that select statement. So the only column that is not aggregated in this case is the English education. So that is why we are grouping by English education. And then we can do something in SQL. We can do sorting. So what sorting is whether you want to arrange it from the highest to the lowest or from the lowest to the highest. So in this case, when you put descending, that means you're saying arrange my numbers from the highest to the lowest. When you don't put anything, it's automatically defaulted from the lowest to the highest. That's ascending, and you can also put ascending as like this, but I want it to be descending. I want those that earn more to show first. So if I run this query, I have my educational level, the total customer per level, their total income, the average income per level, their mean income and their max income. So we see that each level has the same mean income and the same max income, which normally in a real world data it might not be so. So we have bachelors. We see that those that had bachelor's degree are the highest total income, and they are the highest number of customers in our database. So we are still in a good standing. Then we'll check another example of where to use having. We have used where as a condition. That is, we wanted to see where the customer is earning above $60,000 per annum, or where they are earning less, or you can put any condition with where. But where do you use where and having? You can only use having when you're doing an aggregation. Before you can use an having clause, there has to be an aggregation in your query. And where condition filters your row. For example, when we used where here to have $60,000 per annum, so if any customer that is not earning up to $60,000 will be removed. Don't forget that when you're using an aggregation function, you are grouping by based on your aggregation. So having filters your group. For example, in this group of bachelors, we want only those that are earning above 60,000. Then you use having. Do you understand? Okay, let's shed more light to it in the examples that we already have. So we have another example here. We said, which educational levels should we target for our next marketing campaign? We only want to include educational levels with more than 200 high income earners. Don't forget that our high income earners are those that are earning above $60,000 in a year. So only those educational levels with more than 200 high income earners. In this case, of course, everybody will enter because we have at least 1,005. So if we say that with only educational level with more than 2,000 high income earners. So if we put this condition and we run this, you see that only bachelors comes up, because only bachelors as those that are above 2,000, like the count is above 2,000 and they are earning above $60,000. So let's reduce this to, let's say, 1,000. So that is in the total count of the customers, they are above 1,000 that are earning above 60,000. So where filters the rows to where the customer earns above 60,000, and having filters the group, that is this group, it filters this group to where the customer count is above 1,000. From the remnant that you have here, only those that are earning above 60,000 will come here, and from here only those that has count above 1,000 will show as our result. So we have this as the number of customers that are earning above 60,000 with above 1,000 count in the count group. I hope you understand this. So we have customers above 60K, and having helps us to filter the group further to the groups that are above 1,000. I have one final example for the difference between where and having. So for another example between where and having, we have this question: from which locations do we get above $500,000? So we will be using the geography key here, but in the next video I would show you how to actually pull in the geography name or use other columns from geography table on this query. That is us learning about joins. So I really look forward to the next video. I hope you look forward to it too. So let's get this over quickly. Using the geography key, we want to know the geography locations where we have above $500,000 per month. So if we count the number of places that our customers are coming from, normally we have 336. So if we do this with our having group, the count is 109 rows. So out of 336, only 109 locations have customers that are spending above $500,000. So I hope you understand the difference between having and where, and also your different aggregation functions. Just like in statistics, you have your sum, you have your average, mean, max, and count. If you have any questions, kindly drop it in the comment section. And if you have not subscribed to the channel, kindly subscribe so that next time I put up another video, especially the one coming about join, is going to be very interesting. And also we'll be using another workplace scenario where you would be able to relate with the question that is being asked and know exactly how to solve them. Thank you for watching. I'll see you in the next one.